So let's get into this. Today, we're going to be discussing how to get more open at impact, and I'm going to share with you, I believe, the most simplistic way to achieve this. So we're going to be talking about where the pressure is in your feet. And I know that might not sound simplistic, but it really is, so bear with me. We're going to be trying at impact to get more pressure into your trail toe. So for me as a right-handed golfer, that's my right foot, and my lead heel, so that's my left foot. So at impact, I'm just trying to get the sensation I am right toe, left heel with my pressure. Hopefully you can see what that's starting to do with my body. As I go right toe, left heel, my right knee and my right hip move forwards, my lead side moves back, and my body is twisting more open. So you'd see more of my left bum cheek here. Now, why do we want to be more open at impact? Well, not only is it a big power source, right? So twisting your body the same way as, throwing a ball like that to throwing like this, which one generates more speed? It's also a fantastic way to start to control the club. So the club face is closing, it is open in the backswing, it is closing into impact. There's no way to stop that happening and swing straight down the target line. But if we can produce a good arc with our body movement, we're going to control the club face better. So poorer players generally have a release at impact that looks a little bit more this way with hands and arms. Good players tend to look like they're controlling it a lot more with their body, right? And that's what we're going to be discussing today. So let's jump into the first exercise I want you to do, and I think this is fantastic. Now, I'd put the club faces pointing down to the ground, just so they don't twist when you stand on them. And the clubs are actually going to go through the arch of my shoes. And this is just a great way to feel where my pressure is. If my pressure goes toes, my heels will lift. If my pressure goes heels, my toes will lift. So it's a really good way for me to feel at impact that I am trail toe, lead heel. So little quarter swings, right toe, left heel, right toe, left heel. And I'm just trying to get the sensation that by the time I get to delivery, just pre-impact into impact, that I am right toe, left heel. I often see golfers this way, both toes, and they tend to be both toes because they're losing a lot of posture. So their pelvis, the hips are going forwards towards the ball rather than rotating. So this again would be great for you. You may even exaggerate that move and try and feel back into both heels, but I don't really want you to do it this way. So the great feel here is right toe, left heel, okay? So let's play around with this. I might just have to move the clubs a little bit further away. Just a little sort of half a swing. Really feeling it. Right toe, left heel, and the predominant pressure is into my lead foot. So at impact, we'd like to see about 80% of my pressure underneath my left foot. And because we're trying to go right toe, left heel, the left heel is beating the right toe. So I almost lost my balance there, finishing to that left heel. Did it fly the water? Yeah, it did. So pretty happy with that. But let's just start with some little half swings. Let's do that again. I'll show it in slow motion as well. And I'm going to bring up in a second me on my V1 Force platform, which is again just going to highlight where my pressure is at impact. Again, right toe, left heel, more into my left heel than anything else, really gets me that sensation of opening up my body. Now, it's everything that we want to be open. We want our hips, we want our core, we want our torso. But if we were really breaking this down, at impact, we'd like our hips more open than our upper body, because our lower body is starting the downswing first, right? So it's out racing our upper body. The point at which our upper body should match our lower body is just after we've hit the golf ball. Many golfers get their upper body to catch their lower body before they ever get anywhere near the golf ball. So they're getting their upper body catching their lower body here because they're far too much out to win. If you are that type of player, then you'll really need to focus on the feeling of allowing those arms to drop a little bit more in the downswing before you get this sensation of opening up the body. And I will put, rather than discuss it too much, I'll put some links here that I think are relevant to you about starting the downswing better, allowing those arms to fall in that start of the downswing movement. But if we can get to this delivery position, now we can really open up our body. And you can start to see almost from this downline camera, I've got a little bit of gap between the knees. If we could get some daylight, fantastic. The other thing that's really doing is allowing my lead leg to straighten into impact. We want that. We want our lower side not only rotating open, but going up into impact. Again, a big power source the same way as jumping. And by going up, it's clearing that space, allowing my handle to rise into impact. All those things that I really want. I don't know that I can make a full pelted swing off this very easily, but I'm just going to try and make a full swing even if it's at less pace. So it felt quite sort of three-quarter-ish. Nice, I still got the green there. I took a little bit more clubs, so started more with an 8 iron from 155. I'd just taken a 7 to try and do this drill, to try and just do it at less pace. It's a little bit awkward throwing your balance out here, but really again got that great sensation, right toe, left heel. That's the focus point I want you to take. And I think just starting with a couple of grips on the floor would be a good place to be. Now you could, as a secondary drill, always use a half a tennis ball. I love this exercise. If you're not new to my channel, you've perhaps seen me do this before, but underneath that lead heel. And we're just trying to get the sensation impact that we are squashing that. Because remember, the majority of pressure is going to be lead foot and ideally lead heel by the time we get into impact. So it's a great way to really make sure that you're squashing down into that lead side. I'm not going to really discuss what my hands and arms are doing, but hopefully you'll have seen there, because my body is opening up, my path would be a bit more of an inward arc. Too many golfers, in my opinion, are trying to swing down the target line. And then we end up with a very disconnected looking release where our body's trying to rotate this way and our hands and club are trying to swing down the target line. We don't do that. Good golfers don't do that. We've got to allow that club to work a little bit more in arc. The question I'm expecting to get is this the same with a driver? Absolutely. The club you wouldn't expect the hand path, the club path to go as much inward on the way through, but we'd still like to see some of that. And the main reason for that is it's a longer club, I'm stood further away. So the club, it still doesn't swing down the target line, but it doesn't work as inward as our irons swing because of my setup position, the distance I am away from the golf ball there. But very much still the same feel for me. Pressure, right toe, left heel for me as a right-handed golfer. I know it's going to help your game. I'd love to hear from you guys. So if you put some comments below, let me know if the drill did work for you. Make sure you subscribe to my channel for more content just like this.